Hello, Maya TV. Welcome back for season 2. My name is Eligia. I'm your host as usual. And today I'm with Khelya Okunor, right? Did I say that right? Who is Miss Topanga currently, USA, and also an attorney. And we're going to get to know a little bit about her projects and sort of what she's all about. So, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. Happy to have you. First time I believe we have an attorney. So, I want to start by asking you how you got involved, a big part of sort of who you are and what your project is.
Well, pageantry was a way for me to network in society to get closer to what my initiative is. Like the United Patriarchy Project, I also believe that there are so many ways that we can contribute to the world as ladies, especially if you're gifted in certain ways with talents, or me being an attorney, so with a special skill set. And by doing pageants, I'm able to use that skill set, network with people who have similar or different skill sets, and really help make that dream a reality.
Yeah. So I heard that you started at the same time you were studying to become an attorney.
Yeah.
How did one inform the other?
Surprisingly, they did not too much, but it was a good break, and it actually did allow me to utilize more of my abilities and find new abilities. What I do as an attorney is a lot more substantial. It requires a lot more information from my clients in order to make a difference. What I do as a pageant queen is a lot more societal. It requires a better understanding of my community, Topanga, California, or beyond, in order to actually make a difference. So,
Yeah.
two sides of the coin.
Yeah. So you're actually currently reigning, right?
Yes.
So you won last year.
I did.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
But I want to know what sort of preparation goes into doing a pageant, especially one like at high stakes where you're presenting, who you are as yourself, not just, other people.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, a lot. You have to be fit from the inside out. So your mental health needs to be good. You have to have a platform ahead of you. So you have to know why you're doing this in the first place. So in order to do that, getting involved in the community and in different organizations like United Matriarchy Nations and things of that nature really does help you inform your platform. And then the usual, the dieting, the glitz, the glam, the makeup, and just the wardrobe prep.
Yeah. When you're, the glitz and the glam. So what makes you choose how you want to represent yourself? Like maybe was there a particular like outfit that you really wanted to show yourself through?
Yeah, so a little bit more about my background. I'm an immigrant myself, and so through my education and just through being able to connect with different sorts of organizations, I was able to find out what it means to be an attorney and how to become an attorney. So one of my little tricks of the trade is I always wear pants, as I'm wearing today, when I have something important to share or when I have a good message to project, because it makes me feel confident. It makes me feel like there's nothing I can't do. I'm very flexible. I can do what I need. So when preparing for my pageant, I think about that. What dress is going to give me that same sort of security? Or what do I wear for my interview that's also going to make me feel this emboldened to give the right answers?
Yeah. So as you mentioned when I met you, for the pageant you only have 2 minutes sort of to talk about yourself. What was crucial in getting your message across to the judges?
Being succinct, and so knowing your message inside and out, and that's where the mental strength comes into play. If you know why you're there, it doesn't matter if I have 5 hours, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. I'll give it to you straight. So that is something that I have to work on, and a lot of pageant girls and anybody who has a message to share should really work on, is making sure that you know your message inside and out so you can deliver it.
How did you balance like going to rehearsals and also being a practicing attorney? Like, was there a time, crunch there, or were you able to find a good space to do it?
No, there's no balance. There's no balance there. At some point, you have to choose, right? So when I'm in pageant mode, I am in pageant mode. The attorney is not there, and then of course, when I'm serving my clients as an attorney, the pageant girl is not there. So you do have to pick and choose.
Yeah, something that I guess there is overlap. There's like humanitarian aspect about connecting with people, right?
Yeah.
So I know like you're involved in United Matriarchy Nations. Can you talk to us a little bit about this project? I know it's still new in development, but yeah.
What really touches me about this project is the wide reach of it, how it goes beyond just our borders, and how it's just not about one aspect of feminism or being a woman, but it's more so about how we, again, can put our collective skills together, regardless of barriers in our place, to make a difference in the world. And so that's why I'm involved in it, and that's what I look forward to seeing actually go further, and I'm excited to see how far the United Matriarchy Nations goes.
Yeah, so I hear there's a couple things in development, like they have physical headquarters now that are being built. They have a website, so umn.stcultural.org. You can find us online as well. And I wanted to ask you, like, do you feel a sense of responsibility, sort of being a representative for this group when it's so early on? Like, what do you think you can bring to the table? Was it either from your pageant side or for being an attorney?
From both sides, and I think it's great to join such organizations at the grassroots so that when they do become a huge mission, we know where they started and we can support them with confidence. And both sides of my coin do feed into this, being an attorney and being a pageant girl, but also the rim of my coin, being an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
Again, education is very important and opportunities are invaluable. So organizations such as this really do need to thrive, and we have to start on every level.
Yeah. So I heard there's also like an emphasis on getting men involved to the project, although because we need, you know, both sides to combat this and to make sure there's equality and that, you know, all these tribes get seen. So I also heard there's like a film in the work, right?
Yes.
So they're going to go to each tribe as well to do a film. We already did the first one on Matriarchy Lake. And I also want to ask you, sort of going forward this year, as you finish up your reign, is there any advice you want to give to the next person that's entering the pageant, to maybe next Miss Topanga USA?
Yes. First of all, welcome to the sisterhood if you're thinking about it. And anybody can be a queen in their own way in their community. I'm just somebody who decided to do it by representing and putting on a crown. You can do it by going to your local volunteer shelters, by joining in organizations like the United Matriarchy Nations, and just doing things to help out and shine your light in your own unique way. So do the research beforehand to make sure that you can actually do the things that you want to do as far as pageantry goes, but make sure too that you get a good community around you so that your impact can be felt.
Clearly, like you have brought so much to like the pageants and to like these projects yourself. Is there anything you learned about it? About being in this past pageant?
Oh yeah, I mean, I learned that being an island is a quick way to become stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
You do need a lot of support from a lot of people around you, but you also have to be careful about the kind of support that you bring in. So again, back to the beginning of this interview, make sure that you have the mental strength and the capacity to identify the resources that you need, and then bring it outward to your community to make sure that you're plugged into the right organizations like this one, to make sure that you have the resources to go to where you envision yourself in life.
Yeah. Is this the first pageant that you do, or did you start elsewhere?
No, I'm true to the Miss California USA platform. The Miss USA universe is great for me, so this is all I've done.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to talk just a little bit more briefly about your journey as an attorney, because that's really cool. Like, especially like, you know, as immigrants, sometimes, you know, we're told that certain things are not for us or certain things are. Did you have any struggles with that growing up, especially, you know, as being a woman and, you know, in a male-dominated field?
Oh yes, absolutely. As far as being from Ghana, it's a matriarchal society. So although the woman runs the household, you still have to be very feminine. So we know college is expensive, law school even more so. So getting scholarships through athletics and things of that nature, it was a very difficult struggle internally at home because it didn't coincide with my cultural beliefs. Then once I overcame that hurdle and became an attorney and a professional, then it goes back to the gender barriers that came into place. Regardless of the person's background, if they're not a female, they can't really relate to our issues. And so that became another opportunity, I would say, for me to find the resources that I needed to overcome the potential stagnation that could have came from those. So.
Yeah, and did you feel that during, because it's a long career.
Oh yes.
Yeah, did you get any sort of different treatment, you know, maybe walking into a room, or were you like, no, you felt like at home in your classes?
I always feel at home in an academic environment. I will say though, yes, you do feel it walking into a room. I've been in court where the court clerks and the other attorneys don't recognize me as counsel, but the people in the corridors do. The people who need help, they see me as someone who can help, so they come to me and ask questions. So it is difficult when you are faced with those sorts of things, but there's always a silver lining.
If you're like in a courtroom or like on a stage for the pageant, is there any sort of like trick you use or anything you tell yourself to be able to speak in front of people?
Yes, if I were in a courtroom, my hands would be in my pocket right now to help with my anxiety. You know, nobody can see what you're doing. You can just sweat all you want in there. On stage, it's all about my smile. I just keep focusing on smiling, and it just calms you because then you're centered on one thing. And with the preparation ahead of time, everything else should be muscle memory. So your body will do the rest for you.
And how were those like rehearsals? Like, were they long, or did you get just like one go, or?
They were so long, but so much fun because you're surrounded by a sisterhood and like-minded women, and these are powerful women. They're entrepreneurs, they're teachers, they're businesswomen, so as well as college students and the like. So it's very long. Before you know it, if you check your watch, yes, it's been a few hours. But
yeah, what was your like initial reaction when you won?
Oh my gosh, I was shocked. I said I need to call my mom. That was my first thought, was I need to call my mom, and then after that was, okay, how am I going to get to the next level?
So are you currently working, so once you finish up your reign, are you going to go into another pageant, or do you want to take a break from it?
I think a break is necessary, as always, and to really feed into the platform. I didn't just become Miss Topanga USA only for the glitz and glam, it was to help. So feeding more into things like this, like the United Matriarchy Nations, is what I would focus my time on in that break.
I also imagine when you do a pageant like this, as you said, you meet like-minded individuals. Did you make any friends, as well as like, you know, maybe potential colleagues?
Yeah, and what they tell you when you enter pageantry is you're meeting your future bridesmaids. And it's true. It's no matter how cynical you want to be about it, it's true. So I've met some really good friends, some really good travel buddies, and it's opened a lot of great doors. And even being part of this organization is a wonderful door I couldn't have imagined or even seen without having a crown in pageantry.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So I want to thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
And lastly, like, are you active on any socials, anywhere we can find you?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn by my name, Khelya Okunor Esquire, and I'm also on TikTok at Khelya Okunor.
Okay, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us and your advice. It was so lovely to have you, and thank you to everyone at Maya TV for watching.
Bye,
See you for the
thank
next one.
you.
Bye. You got like a pageant wave, like.
I know.